So, Forza Horizon 6 just came out and I'm seeing it everywhere. As a longtime Initial D fan, the game really just looked like a dream. You know, racing on mountain passes in Tokyo City, just really freaking cool. What was not as cool, however, is that $70 price tag. As someone who's leaving for Japan in like a week, I'm not exactly in a great position to be spending $70 on an admittedly really cool looking game, but I still have that racing shaped hole in my heart and one I would like to fill, ideally for free. But this is Cheap Fun, the show where we find free and cheap games and let you know if they're worth giving a go. So today, you and I, yes, you and I together are going to set out on a quest. The goal is to find a game that is like Forza Horizon 6. We need a game with cool cars, an open world, ideally set in Japan with cities and mountain country roads. And most importantly, that really sick Japanese street racing vibe. Actually, I lied. That is not the most important thing. The most important thing is that it's free. And that takes us to the scary, dangerous, but often rewarding world of Roblox. Before jumping into the gameplay, it's worth taking a quick look at the history of Midnight Racing Tokyo. Developed by the Roblox group DevGem, the game first launched in 2021 and quickly became one of Roblox's most popular driving simulators. Inspired by Japanese street racing culture, mountain pass battles, and highway racing, Midnight Racing Tokyo focuses on realistic handling, detailed car customization, and expansive recreation of Tokyo's roads. Over the years, the game has received major updates that expanded its map, vehicle roster, and even its physics systems, helping it build a dedicated community of racing fans. While many Roblox racing games lean towards arcade-based gameplay, Midnight Racing Tokyo carved out a niche by offering a more authentic and customizable driving experience. When you open the game, you get your choice of map. There's several areas within Tokyo, including the iconic C1 loop. There's a couple straight up raceways for really pushing the limits of your higher end cars. And then of course, there's some mountain passes. Of course, we're going to Mount Akina or whatever it's called here. You know, the one from Initial D, Mount Haruna, Mount Akina, that one. Let's go. Before we go all in on the gameplay, I just wanted to personally say thank you so much. It really means a lot that you're here. I've been really pushing trying this whole YouTube thing recently. And it's not been incredibly successful, so the fact that you're here means the world to me. And with that, let's continue on to Midnight Racing Tokyo. So you win money by initially, see what I did there? So like anyways, you earn money initially by winning races. When you first load into the game, you start out with a not so good car. I was actually really happy with this because when you load into a racing game on Roblox and they just give you access to all the cool cars, there's not a lot of incentive to come back. But by starting off with this piece of crap, I knew that there was actually going to be a lot of reward in sticking with the game. Of course, I need to figure out if the game was actually deep enough to be worth it to stick around to, so let's go check out the racing. Starting off in my admittedly pretty crappy car, I would just get blown past in races like immediately and never even see the end of the race and earn no money. But after not too long, I figured out that you can actually just do races on your own, kind of treat it as a time trial and make all the money from first place. This might kind of sound pathetic, but I was actually really happy just doing the races on my own. I was able to race against my own time and listen to the music of the several radio stations in the game. Of course, you can still fail the race even when you're on your own, because if you go flying off or accidentally get out of your car, you fail the race immediately. And that sucks after like a 10-15 minute race, because there's several of them that go pretty long. My first car after the starter car was, you know, the Initial D car, the Trueno AE86. Down to its detailed red interiors, it was just like straight from the anime. It was super cool and so detailed. Even the little blinking light when you go at a high speed, it's like the exact same. The engine sounds are the same. I was kind of blown away. Like, this is awesome for a Roblox game. After driving the slopes of Mount Haruna and earned some money, I eventually got what was originally my real life car, a 2022 GR86 in this kind of cool Neptune blue color. Unfortunately, after 3 years of driving it, I did have to give up the car because my lease had ended. But this is a great way to be able to relive those memories in Roblox, which is crazy. My next car after was ironically the car I drive now in real life, which is mostly true. In the game, it's obviously an off-brand or whatever title, but it's 2025 Honda Civic hatchback Type R. And I do not drive a Type R, I drive a hatchback hybrid, which is awesome in its own way. The mileage is great. What made this feeling of exploration even more cool is just the insane amount of detail they put into the world. Even though you're usually flying past it at 90 miles an hour, there's a lot you can do outside your car. You can walk into convenience stores, you can even buy noodles and snacks. Sounds play, there's different music. Even in the Tokyo City spot, there's so many more places you can just walk into and hang out. I was just really surprised about the amount of life that you could feel in a Roblox racing game. Even if you're doing a race alone just to earn some money, you still see all the other players in your lobby racing by in their way more expensive cars. And you get inspired, and there's a little bit of a challenge, like, whoa, I can do freaking that. That guy didn't just hit the same corner over and over, he actually made it through and drifted. And that's pretty awesome. There's actually like a sense of community in it. So, does a game like this actually directly compete with Forza Horizon 6? No, not really. Ultimately, there's not a ton to do besides drive around and compete in races. There's not a massive variety of things to do like in a big $70 game, like compete in racing Gundams. But dang, what you can do here is just so fun, and it's so surprisingly deep. There's an absolutely just insane amount of cars to try to earn here, and once you have them, you can do endless things to customize them. Besides coloring and changing things like spoilers and wheels and whatnot, there's also an entire tuning system, which I will probably never touch. I think it looks way too advanced for me, but the fact that you can is just awesome. And somewhat recently added are these world bosses you can go challenge. They all have unique art made for them and unique special cars that look super cool, and the game also automatically puts you in a different super unique, super cool car to challenge them. I think the main reason they do this is if you're a much lower level car, then you actually kind of have a chance, and if you have some crazy hypercar that would just blow right past them, you're kind of forced to meet them on their level. Because of this, the bosses are actually pretty difficult, and as the time of this recording, I've not actually even beaten all of them. So all in all, for a totally free game, Midnight Racing Tokyo is absolutely worth your time. Thank you again so much for watching. It just absolutely means the world to me that you're still here and still supporting my work. Let me know what your Roblox username is in the comments, and I will send you a friend request. We can be friends and race together. That's sick. That's so cool. Right. And while you're down there, you could, like, I don't know, consider leaving a like and a comment. Would be pretty cool. Would be pretty awesome. I would definitely very much appreciate it a lot. But with all that out of the way, I will see you in the next cheap fun. Bye-bye.